I think we're live. I hope we're live. If not, we'll just put the audio up on YouTube like usual.
Yeah.
But everything here states that is live. So let's pray for the best. Adjust the audio settings here. Hey, what's going on, Dwayne, man? It's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks, bro. It's too long. Too long.
No, right?
You know what I mean?
I was so pissed when I was sick last week and I couldn't do it.
It happens,
I was
man.
like, man.
It happens, bro.
I know. Stupid kids.
You blaming the kids?
Yeah, because outside of my condition, what happened was they went to school and like we've been having some freak weather here. So then like half this class had like a cold. And he brought it home and I was like, yeah, all right, we'll be fine, blah, blah. And then the next day I was like, oh, Jesus. It was stupid. But it gave me some time to watch a very slow burn anime that we're going to talk about today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This week, guys, we're talking about Vinland Saga. I suggested this one since last time. He suggested the metal one. And he was texting me all week. Man, Shaw, what's going on? And I'm like trying not to spoil it. It's funny. That's why I was giving you those short answers. Like, okay. I got you. I didn't want to say nothing. I really didn't want to say nothing, bro. Like, I was like, oh, come on, man. Just hurry up and finish it. And then it gets to the end, and we'll talk to that. So, yeah, this week is Vinland Saga. There's a lot of interesting characters in this show. Definitely so.
Yep.
It is in
right.
Europe, so everybody.
You gonna give the summary or should I?
Since I suggested it, you'll go first. Like how last week I went first with metal.
Metal Detroit. All right, cool. So Vinland Saga. Okay, Vinland Saga is a story about a young boy who's a Viking, and he loses his father in a battle, and it's literally the story about his life based on getting revenge to his father. It was interesting.
Sorry, continue. I'm laughing because I know what went through your head the whole time. You was what the fuck, dog? Sean,
yeah.
What the fuck?
I mean, all right. The first thing that caught my attention was the intro. And I was like, okay, this is a pretty good intro. And then about not 30 minutes. It wasn't so long. About the last 30 seconds, it went from this cool, rockish kind of intro straight into metal. And I was like, what the hell going on here? But that should have been my first indication that, yo, this story is going to match this song. Hold on, man.
When you got kids, man. When you got kids. But yeah, man, this show is interesting as hell, bro. You know. All right, he's back. He's back, peoples.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah, I should have known that the anime itself was gonna match the intro music, like just discord and no real sense of plan, like. La 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 raw. But either way, all right. So it starts out really happy-go-lucky at first. Ain't gonna lie, I was super hyped, right? So my review might be a little bit biased. I was super hyped because we like Vikings. We like.
Oh yeah. That was one of the reasons. Like that was definitely one of the reasons.
Oh. I was looking for Thor and Odin and Helga and Valkyries and like people throwing hammers and random stuff. And I was like, yeah, boy, this gonna be good.
I think it was more. It was more like. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then the first 4 episodes, I felt like I was watching an anime learning how to farm by living off the land. I was like, dude, like,
well, I mean,
man, just running around farming. playing with wood swords,
but that's
and farming in the snow. Like, yo, like honestly, right? I was like, yo, I get it. If I do hit an apocalypse and I'm in the snow, I kind of know how to keep my potatoes fresh. But, jeez, like, what the hell going on? And then,
I'm fucking dying, bro. You killing me right now.
and then it starts to get interesting. Like, he saves a slave from a neighboring clan. It's like, oh, okay, we know how Vikings are. This is gonna be some stuff. And yeah, that whole dispute lasted all of 4 minutes, and I was like, what the hell is this anime about? Like, I got a theory, right? If you're watching a movie, or if you're watching the anime, depending on the length of the anime, so this anime was like 24 episodes. If you get to episode 4 or 5, and I can't tell you what this story is about, or it hasn't captured my interest, garbage. I already know that I get rated garbage. So I just quit. If you're watching a movie and you get 30 minutes in and you still don't know what the movie about, garbage. I just end it. So like Endgame, I watched Endgame in parts because first 30 minutes I was like garbage. And my wife was like, no, we gotta keep watching it. I was like,
keep
garbage.
Watching, man. Come on, dog.
I hit 30 minutes. Like, I'll tell you what, play it down, let me stop it, watch something else, and then I'll watch another 30 minutes after that 30 minutes and see what happens.
Half the world by saying, oh god.
Yeah.
Keep going, bro. This is too good. I don't even want to talk. I'm gonna just let you go for a little bit because this shit is amazing.
Right. Back to Vinland Saga. So you had a dispute with sheep, like a war that got settled with sheep, and I was like, Jesus, like.
Oh, you talking about the beginning?
I ain't getting nowhere yet. I still on the beginning. Like, it was crazy. Like, I literally thought that's what it was gonna be about. Like, so the two clans warring. No. And I was like, okay, so he settled this with sheep. All right, so it's gonna be about, Trells as a Viking trying to be peaceful. Like, what's going on?
This ain't Vikings, a TV show, man. This is totally different.
Clearly, although I've never watched that, but you know me, how I feel about TV stuff and sex.
Take it from me, bro. Pretty much the same in a way. But I think what happened is the first season had already finished, so I just sat down like they had a marathon, and it was on like vacation or some shit. So I like sat down, burned through the show, and then you had to wait for the second season, and we all know how I do with that stuff. But yeah, man, Vinland Saga, bro. So, bro, you might gotta speed up a little bit because I don't know if you could.
All right, let me speed up.
Talk a whole 3 hours about the beginning.
You go. All right, so you leave. You find out that this dude is a big time dude, and he is literally God in a human form, and this man torments people, and then he gets in a situation where he needs to protect his clan, and to me that was stupid. Like, you are the best warrior in the entire Viking system, and you take 22 people who cannot fight. They've never fight. The most that they fought was a crow trying to eat them cabbage. Like, dude, these men was pumped up. Like, yeah, we gonna go to war. But the man couldn't even row,
to be fair,
rowing off the shore. The man was like, Jesus, my butt, my hands.
I think the problem is that village didn't have a lot of men. Like, had a lot of warrior men. That was a little fishing village.
True, because
it was volunteer.
Two seniors. Him and the sailor. Okay, yeah.
So it's not that he chose those 22. I think the problem is that that's the only 22. The young sons and like him and the one older guy.
Yeah.
Cause remember there was nothing but women left in the village after that. He's a weird ass.
So daughter. True. And old people. But yeah. All right. So we get to that point. We get there. He gets in a fight. This man torments everyone. Like at one point, right? I was like, yo, this man, like he reminded me of uh Goku at Super Saiyan level 3. Like no one could touch him. In the cells, yeah, in Thor's. Okay. In the Cell series. When Goku hit Super Saiyan level 3 and Cell was like, oh my god, I can't beat him. And Goku was just beating everybody by walking through them. Like the man that looked like a god me, and that's what we did. So like, yes, you can. Alright, we getting somewhere. My patience paying off. Episode 5 come, let me go, let me get through this. Dead. What?
I was waiting for it. I was like, bro. What? It's like, you like him, huh? You like this character, guys?
What?
You like this character?
Hey man, you know when that happened, right? When that happened, you know what I remind me of? Game of Thrones. Like every character you like, dead. I was like, what? Man, this is some. I was like, all right, cool. So, and then the man started showing like, yeah, all right. So his son, he got the same kind of blood, and he got the same kind of warrior vibe. And I was like, yo, this little man,
too young
in this book. This man young, but he is going to kill all of them. And I was like, all right, cool. So we got an idea. And then, you know, the story started set off of how he started training and living in the world and getting better. And then this little bitch joined him, man. Sorry, I wasn't supposed to curse. This little dude joined him, man, that killed his father. Be like, I can kill you. But, you know, I can just follow you around.
He had no... Well, all right. When it's my turn to speak, I'll say what I think that happened. But continue.
I get what happened. In all instances, survival. Like I get it. And then to best place to learn. And then to manipulation. I get it. I get it. But still, you didn't really want to kill him. He has so much opportunity, B. Like this man went partying, this man fall asleep, this man getting knocked out, this man turned his back to me. Hey man, look, yo. Anyhow, so we on this story now. So by this time, it's only episode 7, and I gone through like six concepts for a story. I'm like, Jesus, Larry. What is going on? Because I have no idea what that is at that point, right? My mind just went, fuck it. No, stop swearing. Screw this. We just watching it. We ain't trying to figure out what's going on. I don't care what's going on. I can just watch it. And you just sit there and was like, this story has no concept. Like, then a transition into, you know, okay, this is the main story, but obviously it's Viking times and this is what's going on, so this is what's happening. Like, it was just really, really random. And I was like, oh my god, like I cannot follow this thing. And then it finally started to slow down. Like, okay, he's with this guy, he is training to beat this guy, and in the midst of training to beat this guy, he is walking around and doing all these battles and wars and stuff like that. And he's becoming a master sniper. But then the same crap happened again. Where what was it we talked about? Blade. You know, you got all these masterful skills. Killing up people, stabbing people in there. And then you fight the boss man. And you got one, like you look PC. You look stupid. So stupid. That thing the man got a legend building like Thor's Killer Fiend. No, Thorfinn the Killer Fiend. Fighter of Thor killed him. And you get beat like a wuss. Even to the point where Thor Killer was like, yo, like, you are sad. You are sad.
Okay, it took me a second. I was like, where are we at again? I was trying to follow where you at, but no, I know where you at now. Okay.
Yeah, you are sad. You are so sad.
Go ahead.
Right. So all of this happened. You following this man. You trying to beat this man. So story going smooth. Yeah, we got it. Then all of a sudden, boom. Let me use the Caribbean word for vajayjay, and we can follow this man. Like, what the hell? Like, you was just building this story.
Canute. I'm
Like,
gonna bring his picture up so the people can see.
Every definition of his name be this man was so soft.
I'll be real, I thought it was a woman at first when he had the thing on. I thought it was a female. I was like, is that a woman?
I thought it was the maid girl that he had met.
No. Because
they look similar. I was like, that's maid. Like, how she got there so fast? Like, yo, she getting passed around, boy. Like, them $2 coins really expensive because cold blood. She's getting passed around. But yeah, find out that there's the prince, and we start looking at, and oh my god, all right, I probably just being really pessimistic about this anime. But what was the point in hiding the king's face?
You mean the prince's face?
No, the king. Remember the anime always used to like show up to his neck, like, yo, this is the king of the dance.
Yeah, I guess it was just supposed to be like.
There was no mystery there.
Mystique of power. It was really a big deal because they show him at the end.
For 2 episodes.
I don't really think about it because he's not really that vital of a character. They did hide the prince face for a little bit, but that had more reason.
But the way they hid the prince face was in plain sight, so you had some idea of what he looks like. Like they literally blacked out the
dude. Like honestly, I didn't pay much attention to that, so we could move on from there. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I understand, but after I realized that at the end, I was like, oh, so there wasn't really a big reason. It was almost like, yo, this is the king. Woo. Even though he was like old and broken the fuck down.
But he was smart as hell.
Oh yeah, until
and then yes, exactly. So but either way, so okay. So it takes a complete big shift now. Forget about getting revenge. We're all about spiritual growth. We're gonna talk to you about Jesus and how the Lord came and this man did magic and walk on water and stuff like that. Now I will say this, right? For that section, I quite enjoyed it. The reason why is because I like how they show the transition from the teachings of Valhalla to the teachings of Christianity, all because they crossed the waters and they started getting exposed to the ways of England and stuff like that. So that was pretty interesting to see.
Right.
And then the man was like, yeah, we're not talking about God anymore. We're talking about just this one beast of a man who just uppercut horses chasing all these men. Like, yeah, Shadow Fast.
Hey man, don't talk shit about my boy Tarkill, bro. Tarkill! Oh, that was wild, bro.
You know what? I literally feel, right?
Hands down the strongest character in the anime.
After Taurus. But I'm about to say, I literally feel, right? The person who was doing this anime literally sat down and went like, yo, this shit getting boring, B, and we kill off that man too quick. Rather than naming him Taurus, let me just put something, a play a word. Oh, he likes to kill people. Tarkel, yeah, we can do this. This can boost the anime ratings now. Like, yeah, we can keep people watching because we have nothing else better to talk about. Jesus.
We had 2 totally different experiences with this anime, but go ahead.
To watch this anime, to see this man throw spears from halfway across Uganda to kill somebody in England. That was it. I was like, oh my god! Like, I literally kept watching because at some point I hated Thorfinn. I was like, yo, Tarkel needs to kill you. I need to see Tarkel kill you.
You know he was a good
because I know, man, but I can dream, can't I? The world is built on dreams, and my dreams was the death of Thorfinn. Go and join your father in Vinland.
I think they were looking in Vinland.
So you got that saga, then that starts to go, and you're like, okay, cool. We're getting on the path. We're starting to see the story. All right, cool. It was worth the wait. Boom, complete switch up. Save Wales. Yes. I'm done. That was it. That was my experience, B. That was why I messaged you, like, bro, that ending, like, what the hell? That ending was so confusing. I when you asked me, like, what are you talking about? I had to rewatch it. Like, I could not fully remember the ending. Like, all right, I remember this happened, and he ended up killing this person, and the story changed. But I really don't remember what like happened. And I had to watch it again to explain to you like what I thought, because, and to me that was frustrating. That was me looking at it from, you know me, I love stories. I love reading. I love watching things with a good story base and stuff like that. And to me, if you can't engage the audience to understand your story, you don't really got an end. So yeah, that was it. That was it for me. That was Vinland for me.
This dude went on for 25 minutes, guys. I'm just joking.
That's good. We do an hour show.
all right. So, man, damn, my boy Dwayne here fucking ripped that shit a new ass. And this is why I like talking about this stuff, because everyone has a different experience watching stuff, and then you can sit down and talk about it, not argue, and it's interesting to hear other people's perspectives, because this like the story was kind of like all over the place, man. The ending of this shit kind of like the guy that had told me to watch it, when I finished, I did pretty much like, I was like, bro, what the fuck is this ending? And he was like, oh, well, because he read the manga. He's like, oh, it goes on, blah, blah, blah. I was like, but I didn't read the manga, though. So what the fuck is this ending? You know what I mean? So, like Dwayne said at the beginning, pretty much Thor's, the father, yeah, he settles this thing with sheep. As to see, he's like literally sells all his fucking sheep to save that guy, and the guy turns
starve out the town, B.
And the guy dies anyway. So his daughter was pissed at him straight off.
The sad thing, the guy died in the midst of the negotiation. That was, yo. I never wanted to kick my TV so hard.
So the guy dies and stuff, and you're all like, what the hell is because his family well, obviously his wife knew, but like his daughter and stuff's like, what the fuck, man? That was a bitch move. So then the king of the Danes kind of send the guy, like, I guess one of his old, because at the beginning of the movie there's a battle scene that I think they show Thor's, and he falls into the water, and then it switches to him being a farmer. So he's like, oh, so this dude's a badass, but it's one of those, it's like John Wick,
Thanos.
Yeah,
we beat and fight the whole world. Go on farm sweet potatoes, because you win.
Pretty much. I think they lost that war though, or did they? I don't know. That's a different story. But yeah, he was a farmer and stuff, and then the guy comes to recruit him, says, hey man, you need to bring 22 people. That's when he, like Dwayne said, that's when he grabbed the 22 people from the village. And they go, so he fight as the Asclad guy. And he is wrecking. There's this guy that eats, like, I guess it's shrooms or something, and goes into like a berserker rage, whoop his ass.
Yeah.
And then
easy.
Oh,
without even drawing his sword.
Was handling that dude, bro. So he's beating everybody out, and pretty much his son stole away on the shit, Thorfinn. So this is the crux of the problem, because he's beating everybody, but he's still thinking about his son. So he duels Asclad, and then he beats him. So he pretty much wins the fight. He's like, yeah, so I win. You gotta let my people go. And the mushroom dude grabs his son at sword point, pretty much, and holds him hostage. So what happened is he was like, okay, you can kill me, but you gotta let my people go. And that's when they killed him with arrows. And this is the thing. Thorfinn, you're right, is an annoying character. The problem is that I have never seen, dude, this dude wears his rage on his sleeve every fucking fight.
Yeah.
Especially when he fights Iceland. And like you said, he didn't want to kill him. Like you said, he had a lot. If he really wanted to kill him, because he like after a while, that dude, the kid was
started building a relationship.
Yeah, he was pretty much his second father. But let me tell you something. So I'm not gonna sit down here and talk this whole thing, bro. There is a story that Iceland tells, cause he and Thorfinn fights like again. He at this point he's sick of Thorfinn's shit. He beats. Let me say when he beats the shit out of Thorfinn. Yo, at the end before he
Thorfinn's an idiot though.
Bro,
Thorfinn's an idiot.
I know.
He chose to challenge him, man, when he just had a killing friend.
Yeah. Oh.
And he looked at your man and was like, yo,
this not the
this
time.
fight a bit different though. Like,
yo,
if your instinct is telling you, that's a lion. I could see ribs on that lion. I should not be here. Run. Just run.
Challenge me. And at that point, Iceland was fucking pissed
man,
because
like,
he had to kill his best friend. He had to kill his best friend. Man, after he killed that dude, man, and then Thorfinn, bro, he beat Thorfinn so bad. I was like, man, that shit was ridiculous.
You
So
want to know how he
he
was gonna lose? When he threw away his sword. And the man standing there, I look at you like, there we go. I was like, yeah, boy.
Yeah,
this is
a different.
This is a father's correction.
Yeah, this is a father's correction. Yeah. All the other fights he was playing with him, this was it's time to whoop that. He was spanking him. So he beats the shit out of Thorfinn. He's like, let me tell you how to kill. Let me tell you how you get revenge. And then he tells that story. No, I know you got a lot of gripe. Did you watch that far? I'm not sure if you watched that far.
Oh, that one story is what changed me on to after that.
Dude, so
I loved it. I was like,
This guy's actually an interesting character, but then he fights.
Exactly. See, you start to love him. Game of Thrones.
He tells a story. I ain't even gonna spoil it, man. Y'all need to watch the anime, go through all the bullshit Dwayne just said, just to see that story. Yo, the way he set up the way he got revenge for his mom dying. So. And okay, to be on the Welsh bit, so apparently Ascalon is like half Welsh.
Yeah,
that boy fucking he hates Vikings, but he just fights with the easy cell swords.
Pretty much, like the man, like I mean, I think that's what gave me a lot of respect for him because he was like, "Yo, me stand in."
Yeah, so
like,
he was trying. The whole point was to protect.
And it's not like I living in Wales.
Yeah.
Like I living in Denmark.
Yeah.
So. My pride means nothing right now.
Yeah, but that's why he didn't want them to invade the Welsh.
Yeah, that was when the pride came up.
Right, that was the only time. When it was running from Thorfinn, my boy that could throw according to Dwayne, throw a spear from Uganda.
Somebody might watch this and say racist. Oh my god.
Okay, he threw a spear from Russia to United States. That boy was strong as hell, bro. Like. He fight, but when he first fights Thorfinn, that was a good fight because he takes. I think Thorfinn takes 2 of his fingers, right?
Yeah.
Right. He's like, "Yo, you're Thor's son." Yo, he was so excited, bro. He's like, "You're Thor's son."
And I was like, "Yes, a proper fight." Look.
And then he fights him the second time, and for some strange reason, Thorfinn kind of changes the way he fights. And then
I think because he found out that was his nephew.
Yeah.
Like you could tell he wasn't really about killing him then. He was really about let me just push you to the limit and see what you could do. Yeah. Like can you show me the same strength that your father showed me that allowed him to knock my ass out without a sword when he was like leaving the guards men.
What's the funny thing about Thorkill is that he's Danish. But he joins the British because he was bored.
Yeah,
he's like, dude, I'm tired of winning. I want to lose. I want to know what being on defensive feels like. So he go and fights with the fucking Saxons, dog. That shit had me rolling. He single-handedly saves London. Like
exactly.
The Danes like trying to invade. He's just like throwing the hell out that spear and bombing.
The man was like, ships. Yo, aren't you bored? The man was like, what do you mean? Well... We always win.
We always win.
And then throws half a tree at them. Ha ha ha! This is more fun.
So, but to reiterate, yeah, the story was a bit bouncy, but I was so engrossed with some of these characters. Like Torkill was killing me. I was fucking crying. Canute was a bro. So like in this whole beginning, he has this guy that takes care of him. I can't remember the character's name.
Ragnar.
Yeah, Ragnar is take care of him. Because his dad treats him like is the king of the Danes. Treats him like trash because he doesn't want him to get the crown. He wants his brother to get the crown. They mention it a couple times. So pretty much they would just have him out there. He's like, dude, just get this kid killed so I can pass the crown to the one that I want to. That's pretty much the main reason. That's why they put the mask on him so that no one would know that he's the
prince.
The prince. Oh, that shit ends. So I would say, so they're transporting this dude. They transport him through whales and everything outside of the crew. And Torkill finally catch that fools, bro. And then this miraculous, because Ragnar at this point is dead. And then they had this miraculous change, bro. So this dude found Jesus on a mega scale, bro. When I say this dude turned fearless, walks up to the raging mushroom dude. Peace be with you.
Yo, but you know what? I
love it. He had a 7-Up.
Listen. That was, you know what? His change fit the story. It was random. It was so random.
Yo.
Anything else, right? It wasn't even like a gradual walk into it. It wasn't like he showed signs of changing.
Nah, boy.
It was he got in a situation where he could be killed. He chose to cover his way out and roll over to the side that kept his eyes closed. And he talked to the guy that he was friends with, and the man was like, yo, I should have trained you as a Jarl and not as a father, because now look, you're in a position that I can't protect you anymore, so just live your life. Then he turns around and speaks to a priest, and the priest is like, like, how dare you refute God? The prince asked the priest, how dare you refute God? And the priest look at him like, yo, I've been doing this longer than you. Like,
let me tell you
you've
something,
been here
bro.
for a year.
That boy's the MVP. Not Canute. Let me tell you,
priest?
The priest is the motherfucking MVP of this show, dog. That boy was drunk the whole show. do you have ale? Do you have ale? Dude, like, he's on the back. He's just drinking. He looked like a man that fought like 50 wars, bro. He's just like, bro, this religion thing. I'm just here to get paid to buy ale. That's all.
And then the man was like, why are you a priest? The man was like, because I'm searching for love.
Yeah.
And then the prince asked him, you said you're searching for love. What is love? And the man gave him the most morbid explanation ever. The man was like, yo, we do not know love because Eve bit the apple and we chose wisdom. So in our wisdom, we don't know love. You know what's love? Giving back to Mother Earth. Dying. So I was like, wait, you want to die? And I was like, yes. You think I just travel with you guys and be drunk for nothing? I was like, I want to show my love. I want to give back to the earth.
He never
like,
does,
no better way. B, and from the explanation in my way, like, oh, so that's what God love is. I will show you a new kind of love. And
that's when he switched. That was the switch right there. my boy Chanute turned into a fucking boss. He calmed the savage beast.
He literally reminded me of a pimp. He was like, calm down, bottom bitch. Like, we gonna get through this.
That's fucking hilarious, man. Yeah, man, that shit was fun.
It was, oh my god.
I enjoyed it, man. I'm sorry. Like, I know you didn't like it. I actually like enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it because you focused more on the characters and development and stuff like that. Yeah, if I look at it that way, then yes, it was funny.
But
it wasn't supposed to be funny,
yeah,
but it was funny as hell.
You actually like you said earlier though, you watch it more from a book writer's perspective, which is I need story, I need
consistency.
Consistency. I was trying. Thank you. I want this to lead to this, to because of this, cause and effect, stuff like that. Man, I threw that shit out the window when they made that first switch when Thor's died. I always do. I was like, oh, is that type? Okay. As soon as they killed Thor's, I was like, okay. And like in Game of Thrones fashions, early Game of Thrones fashion, cause don't get me started those last 2 seasons. They were just murking. They just started murking people, man. Ooh. Then old boy, they was like, yeah, so we gonna the king. It's like, yeah, so we gonna go ahead and invade Wales. He's like, you gonna do what? Oh, okay. Goes nuts, kills the king.
Yeah.
Starts talking mad shit.
That time, right? The man, like the last 2 or 3 episodes before, like they're sitting down and planning year-long plans on how to kill the king and take over and all that. The man was like, "Bruh, my money in Wales." Done. Done.
I was like,
done.
And I was like, what? And
like, look, if there's any lesson you learn from this show, is that pride and ego is a bitch. That man switch all in like literally. The thing is, right, that didn't really catch me off guard. It didn't really catch me off guard because when the man said, I try to commute with them and they didn't want to join me, we gonna invade Wales, and the guard he looked over and saw his face, and the man was like, and then the man was like, oh, I gotta think how I can get through this, blah blah blah. And then the man called me up, and the man was like, see for a tiny street Simo? I was like, yep. Here we go.
Yeah.
Don't get mad.
So
don't get annoyed. You know it gets switched. You don't know how it gets switched.
So at the end, when Iceland goes crazy, kills the king and everything. So what's his name?
And don't forget, he also takes out the entire front line of the Vikings, of the elite guards. That boy killed everyone. And let the prince kill them.
Well, he wanted the prince to kill him.
He wanted the prince to kill him. He was like,
so that the prince would have
two things.
Yeah, a legend as well. Because he wanted the prince to be king, so he let him kill him. But Thorfinn's like. So 2 things: he loses his second father. Again. So now his rage is pointed at the king, and then he didn't get to revenge his father himself, even though he could have probably done it like 1,000,000 times. You know how we do, but that's not the point. Yeah. So he's like, what the?
Making him in his honor as a warrior worthless.
So he
worthless. And then thirdly, gets branded as a traitor and arrested. Yeah,
and that's where it ends. So pretty much, a second season was supposed to come out earlier this year, but COVID, so it got pushed back. That's what happened. It was supposed to come out in June, I think, but it got pushed back. So, all right. So now that you finished ranting on it, just go ahead and give the rating.
Ratings. I give it a solid 3.
Oh wow! I was expecting
a solid and generous 3. Because the story, the promise of the story is captivating. I would like to see what happens with the king if they choose to make that one consistent thing. Jesus. You may might just turn around and say, well, Turkey always wanted to be king. Next snap. Lead. King like, I can't do it. Or you never know. You may might bring Japan. Wales going to find some boy from Japan. Yeah, we enjoy with Japan.
Oh, wow. That's like...
And
that time with
bomb everybody.
In that generation, man, they didn't even know the Asians like existed. was like, who the
I
Asians?
don't know.
Because they ain't England.
The consistency. You know how people was like,
it wasn't that bad. Everything was in England. Except for the beginning where it was in Greenland.
People sit down and watch animes and be like, yeah, like, you could tell that this will happen or this thing. So then, you know, this might come out in season 2. I can literally see somebody saying, "Oh, I'm going, all right, so Vinland Saga." I don't know what the fuck to tell you because I know what's gonna happen.
I'm pretty sure if you read the manga, because the manga is pretty far ahead. So if you want to read, they'll probably tell you all that.
But then it also gives me an impression that it's like that manga Kingdom, where it's just a bunch of wars going on forever and ever. And if that's the case, I don't really want to watch this anime.
I think this is better than Kingdom. So Kingdom started off.
There you go.
Kingdom started off good, but then that's a different talk, man. Like Kingdom, I could say that I'm like generally
somebody told me to watch it
in Kingdom,
and I remember reading the manga, and I was like, yo, these historical animes really don't have an ending. Like we can only hold Batman Ninja thing, and then about our life.
Batman Ninja.
So a solid intro. Intro is like a 0. I ain't even giving that half a star because it's a random too. Like they made it to the last 4 episodes to switch on to a new intro. Like what? But 0 garbage. Don't listen to it. Skip the first 2 minutes. Story, it got promise if they do it properly. So I give it a 3. Characters, definitely a 5. Like they are intriguing, they are interesting. They started to introduce some new people at the end when there was internet that you have no idea what they're about. It's like you never hint at these guys before.
It was setting up for this second season. A lot of anime did that dumbass shit anyway, so I'm not even like tripping about that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, characters of 5. What else do we rate on anime? Ending, garbage. Garbage. You know what? That was my new rating. Rather than 0, I just get a trash can. Garbage.
You're too much, man.
What about yours?
Give me a second. I gotta. Dwayne is so fucking harsh, bro. You're so harsh. Like sometimes I feel like, man, like, am I too soft? Like, fuck. So, you gave it a 3 for overall, right? 3 stars. All right. So I actually, because I watched it from a different look, I gave it a little more. I gave it a 4. I actually enjoyed it, but I do acknowledge all of your complaints, especially with that fucking story. That story to me, because it was bouncing all over the place more than a damn beach ball in a baseball stadium. That's pretty bad because baseball stadiums are humongous. So I give that about a 2.5 for the story. Characters a 5. I could literally sit here and just talk about all the characters because they're all so interesting, from the drunk priest to the
that clean shave boy.
Boy,
you would never think he was 21.
I was like, dude, how old are you? Like, even I was like, that's the. I was like, he could get all the hoes. Well, you a priest, bro. You shouldn't have been a priest. You should have been a pimp. Askla, his story was pretty nice. Seeing him like not like Vikings, but working with them. How they like transported the ship across land.
Oh, that was an interesting fight. That was a really interesting fight.
Yeah.
He was really smart. Oh, like you start to learn he was a genius at war.
Oh yeah, strategist of this ass. So the character is 5. For the end of this series, for the end of this season,
trash can,
bro. I did not, even though I get the reason why Ascalad did it, like to get the prince to kill him. They want the king to invade Wales because he knew the prince wasn't going to invade Wales. Blah blah blah. It was just so against the grain, especially because at one point Thorfinn was about to go home, and the dude came. He's like, Thorfinn, that guy from the
yeah. Like Thorfinn had actually released his revenge, and he was coming to tell Askeladd like, "Yo, I'm out. I'm gonna go home."
Right.
And he come and find like, what is he doing? Why is he fighting? Rage.
Rage. Yeah, pretty much. He like goes back and
You know what? I figured it out. You know why I find Thorfinn so annoying? Every time he screamed in battle, he reminded me of Kevin Hart. Like in all the Kevin Hart movies, when Kevin Hart screamed, this little like girly run that he does that's supposed to be comedic. Nothing against Kevin Hart. Think he's a pretty good comedian, stand up. Movies, pretty repeatable. I'm sure, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. Don't give a shit. That scream though. It annoyed me. Like at one point I watched 2 or 3 episodes just reading caption B. Because at least the caption didn't come up.
Then yeah, so the ending I gave it like 2 for that particular. So the thing is like you gotta hope rather they continue to burn out the season so that I could get past that ending, so I could get more of a like what the fuck. But it was just off the wall.
I hope they don't listen to my review because they'll be like, damn, like we can't.
It's actually pretty popular, so I they don't.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So yeah, so that's the ratings. All right, so due to COVID and shit, we were planning to hopefully do some go to some conventions this year, but yeah, as you can see, I got a lot of stuff that I was going to wear back here. Got my swords, my mask and stuff, but nope, not this year, guys. So we decided to go to Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll had a virtual thingy.
Expo.
Bringing up the picture here. Nice. Yeah, they had a virtual expo this year. It was pretty cool. But I didn't get most of it because obviously we still have regular lives. So I caught some of it. Yeah, no, but like it's hard. It's the thing, like if you go to an expo, you've already made a day of it. So you could go, you could bounce around between the booths. You know, you could go to whichever panels you want, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Virtual, you like put it up on your computer screen, and then after a little bit, I'm just like, okay, get up and walk. Especially because I work at IT, I stare at a computer screen all day, so it was like to sit down and try to watch some of these panels were like 3 hours. Like so, like the difference, it was all one stream with different panels. Obviously, so you could skip.
No, it was 4 streams.
That's what I'm saying. But who gonna sit down and watch 4 streams, almost 4 hours each? Not me. I don't know. You probably got a lot. Yeah, you got a lot of time. No, you don't. But no, you don't. But that's not saying you don't.
My kid was pissed that weekend. He was like, "Can I watch Monster Jam?"
Shut up. But watching the concerts were pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
The live version or the TV one?
Well, there was a live version. wait, give me a second. Oh, I'm blocking your head out, man. Let me just shrink it. So, yo, so this was shot on my phone. Bro, look at this shit. The music is cool, but it's like kind of weird. Can you hear that? I don't know if you could hear that.
Yeah.
No, so it was that video I sent you with the person was dressed up as an anime character, and then it had like the 3D.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I don't know how I felt about it. I was like watching it like, what? Anyway, so
it was an interesting concept. I actually enjoyed it.
No, I just
like, yo,
I didn't stop it,
cool.
so that means I didn't hate it. It was just weird because you had the orchestra, and like the orchestra music, and then you just had these people dressed up as the characters like on stage, like, and then they had the 3D versions on the screen.
Yeah, you got that Japan feel, boy.
Oh, hardcore. And then this was mostly on Friday because Friday is, believe it or not, is when I had the most time. Then there was different art and stuff. But tell me about your experience, man.
So Friday, I was a geek, B. Like I was like, oh my god, there's a Crunchy Roll Expo, and I was like posting stuff on Instagram stories, like, can you tell how happy I
Yeah, you was actually freaking out Friday. Actually, I think because I watch everything late Friday because obviously I had to work. I was working throughout the day. It was hard to focus on what people were talking about.
Yeah.
And work. So the good thing about the virtual is if you miss anything, it was there for the whole. Yeah, it was there for the whole expo. So you could go back and watch it.
It's still there because I've been watching one or two things yesterday. Yeah. I think the reason why I geeked out a lot was because me personally, I have a mini business dream of starting my own kind of studio, to do stories and stuff like that. So to see other people who are in the industry and hear what they go through and stuff like that, it was really inspiring. The other thing that was really inspiring was the fact that one of the guests was the first black-owned anime studio in Japan.
Yeah,
by the guy, and his panel was interesting. I was like, yo,
that was definitely a good watch. I actually was like pretty excited to see that because I've seen articles about that studio. They actually
to hear it from him was a different perspective.
He also, I think he helped write that Netflix movie, that Netflix show, Castlevania. Their studio with that art style. I was like, yo, man, I like y'all art style because some of Netflix be putting up some ugly ass art style. I'm like, what the fuck?
Have you seen Dragon's Dogma?
I started it. I fell asleep.
All right, there you go.
I don't look, man. I'm not a fan of that 3D, but I know why they do it because it's cheap. It's cheap compared to other animation styles. So,
because you can do it on the computer, AutoCAD and done
pretty much.
Whereas
so people want to write the story.
You need to get people to draw it.
Yeah. So Netflix, they'll foot the bill, but they'll be like, "We giving you this amount of money, and you gonna use this engine." And if you want your shit on Netflix and you don't have money to do proper animation like how Castlevania is doing, you gotta. What you gonna do? You want your story out there, right? Because you can see some of those animes that they do.
Be shitty as ass like Black Sands.
Pretty much. So he got a vendetta with that.
But anyway, right. So his panel was really, really great.
They tried to rip him off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway, go ahead.
His panel was really, really great, and I actually reached out to him by email, and he responded, and he was saying like,
he responded.
Yeah. I know, right?
That's pretty
Geek
cool.
moment. I was like, oh my god, yay! But it wasn't like a big. I sent him out like 2 paragraphs. He said about like 3 answers, like, just keep doing what you're doing, put out your stuff. I think the biggest thing I asked him was like, how did he go about building a team to complement his stuff, because him and his brothers who do the artwork. So I was like, how you go about building, getting writers and stuff. He was like, the first 12 people you hire probably ain't gonna stay. Like,
yeah, because they're probably all entry level, like a scene or something like that.
Yeah, you just gotta keep going, like, and keep building and working. It's gonna. He said to build. Well, I don't want to build an anime studio per se, but he said to build a studio in itself is going to take years. Because he said they started in 2007, and they're just getting notoriety. Like, they're just getting noticed. So, it was that was pretty cool. The concert was interesting. I like the innovation about it. My gripe though, as I told you, was the background stuff that they're trying to do with Zoom. It didn't really fit. So then you had people being blotched out and stuff like that and things like that. But then, once you look past that, some of the panels was interesting. You had the Onyx for Equinox group.
Yeah.
Which was the main anime that they wanted to do that I think Crunchyroll is funding. Mm-hmm. To be honest, they said it was, anime built for adults and stuff. I see 12 years old, man.
What, the Equinox?
Yeah, when I looked at it,
I don't know. That was for adults.
Exactly.
I was
I was
like,
like this,
but
because
I don't judge off trailers. So.
the lead person was like, you know, she grew up watching Toonami and stuff like that, and then you know lately she's felt like all the anime has gone to this being cast for kids like Naruto and stuff like that, and she wanted to bring back something for adults. And I was just looking at it like,
we don't know, bro. We don't know. You gotta wait till after
true,
it comes out.
True,
So.
you
but
don't
I get
know.
what you say. But if you go at a glance, because I will also watch that panel, I was like, this would be like, you do the squint. I don't know.
You know, like you look at it, you see that Netflix cartoon 3D Below, or something like that, and I was like, I'm gonna have to watch you when you come out.
Yeah.
But it was still cool.
And Crunchyroll originals haven't really been that adult.
They haven't been that bad. And they're bringing out No Bleach, which I'm super happy about.
They're starting it back, because that motherfucker came out one episode.
And it was awesome.
Right.
And you know what? It was
like,
it was a manga that came out in the region of the same classic animes that we reviewed.
Listen, dog. Listen, no boy. There's a part of that anime, that episode, the dude's like, you can't even look me in the eye. Are you afraid? He's like, I'm not looking you in the eye? Kneel. Yo, he's like, now I'm looking you in the eye. The guy's on his knees looking up. God mode. And that was 4 weeks ago, dude. I check every week and there's no anime. It was Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Yes, they put it on hold.
Yeah.
COVID.
But that was the because that anime, I remember that one. That came out in 2011 because I was still in university, and it was done by somebody else. So I think Crunchyroll actually bought the rights to redo it because it was good. Like a lot of people was like, "Oh my god," because they only brought it out as an OVA.
Right.
And everybody was like, "Oh my god, this is so good!" Like, when is it coming out? And then they may shut it down.
They shut it off, bro. I had a research. I was confused because it came up in my Crunchyroll because I think that's when Crunchyroll bought it and they put it on the platform, the OVA. But it was only one, and I'm like looking at this thing. I was like, dude, why isn't it coming out? So I checked, and then that's when I found out that that the original.
But that's good because remember this week I was telling you like, yo, I feel like the world of anime looking bleak because we don't get stuff like that anymore. So to see No Bleach coming out is like, oh, there's some hope. Like everybody getting tired of the whole kitty fees Naruto bullshit, and it's like, yo,
fucking Dwayne was all pissed. He's like, Sean, I'm depressed. I'm like, what? I started to get worried. I was like, that's not a good thing to see. He's like, dude, the world of anime is looking bleak as a motherfucker. I was like, did he really just say this? Like, yo, man, that shit was getting funny,
harsh, man.
So,
but yeah, so Saturday was interesting. Saturday was focused more on drag. Is that the correct term? Drag queens. That's what
they were calling themselves. They were saying that they were
dragon anime, and I didn't have a problem with it being with drag and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. My problem is that you took the anime platform and talked primarily about drag. So then the only people that could really enjoy the experience were people who were drag. Because they enjoy those kind of animes. Because they literally did not talk about any of the animes and stuff like that. And I was like, yo, like, what are you doing? Like, I
think I missed Saturday.
You did.
Yeah, because I went hanging with a girlfriend. I was like, he was like, Sean, I don't know what's going on. I was like, what do you mean? And then I think I went off for like half a second. I was like, oh, there's a lot of cross dressing stuff, drag stuff. And I was like, oh, okay.
No, my thing is, right?
Pick back up on Sunday though. A little bit. I mean, if you're trying to move away from that topic.
No. I don't mind
you. I'm just saying, like, it looked like they gave Saturday that, and then Sunday they like try to chop it up. Hey, Saturday is for this stuff. Because after that, I pretty much just looked at a lot of the art, the art section on
Yeah.
Saturday. So I looked at a lot of the art, all the posters and the drawings and stuff on Saturday. There was a ton.
They were so good.
Oh,
They
there
were
were
so
many.
good.
But they were
Like
so
when I
good.
saw them, right, I was like, dude, I wish I was rich. Like I would hire one or two of you guys, and I
I
would
wish I
have
could
my
draw
comic book
sometimes.
tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like I can't draw for crap, B. I'm trying to find an artist now. Like, but anyway, my issue with Saturday was it's dragon anime. There are animes out there where you have people doing drag. Like I've watched one or two. Now you have a platform that you could speak to an audience who isn't all about drag. Even if you want to highlight social issues or whatever that drag people fit, still keep it within the midst of an anime. Like you could talk about an anime that highlights a social issue. And to me, like when I saw the topic, I was like, yo, this is interesting. I actually want to go to this because I would like to see some anime that does have a drag. Like, let me get a chance. Yeah, but a story is a story. Everybody got their own opinions. It'd be cool to watch and see. But when they just sat down and talk about, like people stare at me and call me names, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like,
I think it's probably their first time actually like doing that. So
yeah, but even so, right?
No, I'm just saying, like then people probably saying what you're saying, and then when they do it again, it'll be different. Like, I'm just saying, like the first time is our first episode was not this structured, bro. We be talking about this, and we would end up somewhere talking
biggest
about
ratings.
It's still the best viewed one so far. So.
I know, but yeah, true. But I think I don't know. I think it, even if it wasn't structured, like there should have been someone there to say, all right, guys, we get it, you have the platform, but you know, use anime to capture your audience, because that's what it's for. Because my thing was, I went on, I listened to it for about 10-15 minutes, and I was like, they're not talking about anime. And I watched the Hunter Marathon beat, and like I actually, like I same as you, I was interested. I was like, yo, I actually went back into the section. I went into the main community chat room. I was like, yo, how many people left this drag panel? And there, like, a lot of people responded like, yeah, I left, and blah blah blah. And I was like, yo, like, you got like over 100 people that just left. Like, your ratings are probably gonna drop on Saturday. Like, I get it. It's a beta, but you know, there should be somebody there directing it, saying like, all right, good guys.
I honestly think they just gave him the reins. Oh my head, have at it, boss. No, I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying, you're saying there should be someone there because everyone's so spaced out. It was pretty much like, dude, let's just make sure this motherfucking stream works.
Yeah,
that's right. That the guys in the back like, come on, baby.
That was the truth.
It is, you know, because they weren't there, and when you're used to a lot of in-person stuff, because usually, obviously, if you go, I know you've never been to actual convention, like some conventions, they all have rooms, so you got to schedule. Hey, between this time in room A is this group. Room B, blah blah blah, and then because you're more in front of the person talking, the crowd is able to guide, like, hey, so what?
Guide the conversation.
Yeah, what good anime, you know, that has drag in it, no, you know, but when you type it, they don't have to look at the chat, and
you know, and to be honest, maybe typing, like, I've experienced it doing this podcast as well. Sometimes when people type in the stream and I look at it, it kind of throws off the conversation that we have.
Yeah,
so I don't,
hard. Especially when
I don't really look at it unless you bring it up. So,
I tried to. So yeah, it was an interesting experience though, the virtual stuff. I
actually enjoy it. I think a lot of other companies should do it as well.
Yeah.
But for people like me, like, I don't get to travel a lot. I don't, because of my condition and now because of COVID and stuff like that. And then too, like, I got kids, so it's a time where I could put my kids to bed and then turn around and join the expo like that. I would pay my $100 for that. I don't care. Oh, yeah. I earn my money. Like, I'll enjoy it.
It was fun.
Geek out.
It was fun. One thing I will admit is that because it was all virtual, I was able to actually enjoy a lot of the art. Because a lot of times you're in a building and there's so many people, it's hard to see a lot of the art stuff. And because the stuff was still there, later that day, I was able to go back and sit down through a lot of the panels. There was a Dr. Stone panel and stuff like that. They were talking to the artists.
That was good.
Yeah, that first season was actually pretty good. We might actually talk about that if you haven't seen it yet.
My wife has seen it. I might start.
If you like science stuff, man, it's pretty interesting to see how.
Is it? I might watch it.
It's pretty good.
But yeah, it was good. What would you rate the overall experience for the expo?
Damn, I give it about a 7. For me, because I was at first I was navigating that bitch was hard. I was like, what stage is this shit on? I'm like, you ever see the old man with the computer? I can't find anything. Yeah, I'm like, I work at IT. What the fuck? So I'll say 7, 8. I'll give it an 8 because it's the first time they're actually doing the virtual thing, and kudos to that. Especially,
I think it's the first of many.
Yeah, the first of many. And then there's let me bring up the poster here real quick. Oops, I closed it. There was a Shield Hero band where the different people were playing from different parts of the world. Different parts. So, they had little squares, so they had the guy in his living room playing the guitar stuff. And they
had it on Zoom.
Yeah, the anime was in the middle. Yeah, the anime was playing in the middle. That shit was tight. And the music actually sounded pretty good. I was like, man, this audio is probably gonna sell it ass. You know? So yeah, about an 8. About an 8.
Yeah, I give it a 9. It was my first experience, and I was like, can they captivate the same experience that you would get walking into a building and seeing people and interacting with people and stuff? And I think they nailed it on the head, except for the Saturday, like I said, where it lost focus a bit. Other than that, if that was on point, I'll probably get a 10. But I get a 9.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't really interact with a lot. Yeah, we gonna wrap up here. We actually did an hour and 15 minutes, and we didn't go. Cool. We didn't stray. Oh, I'm just joking.
Yeah, and we didn't talk about how bad Marvel is.
You kept doing it. I kept trying to stop you.
I had to.
So
that's part of our
That's your thing.
Our marketing.
I just rag on that at Game of Thrones. Okay. All right, guys. Time to go and do some adulting and shit. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us. I'd like to thank our would-be sponsor, 7-Up. I'm joking. I tagged him in our Instagram. It's funny. We get it no love, but it's just funny to do. It makes my day. All right, guys. Well, y'all be safe out there, and
have a fun week. Love anime.
Yes, sir. Make sure you catch that Vinland Saga and join us next week, where we go over. I have no clue yet.
That's true.
All right, guys. Peace.
See you later.